guys, this is Kim here with my Instant Pot again. Tonight we're going to make, I found a recipe on Pinterest. It is Wendy's Copycat Chili. I made this before a couple weeks ago for my dad, who really liked it. I cannot tell you how closely it resembles Wendy's chili because I'm not a big chili eater. I don't really care for the beans, but I did try this recipe with Dad, and I didn't mind it. I can pick around the kidney beans, so it's good. I like it. Hubby loves chili, so that's why we're making it for him tonight, so that he can have a batch of it. So let's get started. I have the Instant Pot on saute. It's reading hot on the readout, which means it is time to go ahead and put some oil in. So we'll put a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm not sure there how well you can see in the pot. Now I have almost 1.5 pounds of 90% lean ground beef. I went ahead and got 90. I usually use like 85 if I'm making burgers, but since I'm trying not to have as much grease in the pan, I went ahead and got 90. You hear the sizzle? All right, so we're going to go ahead and let this start browning. And I have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic I'm going to throw in there with it. We'll make this go faster for you. Wow, look at that. A snap and it's brown. Just kidding. I'm mood, I guess, in a weird mood. Hamburger's all brown. There's not a lot of grease in there, so I'm not going to really worry about it. I'm going to leave it alone. The next step is I have a large chopped onion, a large chopped bell pepper, and chopped celery that we're going to add to the mixture. Now the recipe did call for 6 stalks of celery, but I am not a big fan of celery, so I probably have about 3 stalks in here. If you like celery, add 6 stalks. If you don't like celery, cut back on it or don't add it at all. So there goes the onion and the celery. Here is the large green pepper diced up. Now we saute this until the onions start to become translucent. I'm trying to stir this with my right hand so you can see in the pot better. I'm left-handed, so it's a little awkward for me, but I will do my best. Let's let this cook. We'll stir it occasionally until the onions start to become translucent. Well, the onions look like they have become translucent, that they're starting to. I believe we can go ahead and move on to the next step, which that is adding 1 pack of McCormick's chili seasoning mix. And we're going to go ahead and turn the pot off of saute so that it quits cooking. Stir this in. Sorry, I'm going to have to switch to my left hand. Just can't do it. I have a cup of water that goes into the pot. You want to stir this, and as you're stirring it, make sure you scrape the bottom to if there's any like little brown bits down the bottom, you want to get those scraped off of there. The Instant Pot can give you a burn notice if it burns, and then it doesn't come to pressure when you get the burn notice. So make sure that there's nothing sticking to the bottom of the pot. The beans that this recipe calls for are 15-ounce can of dark red kidney beans that have been drained. This was the hard one. It calls for a can of ranch style pinto beans. You cannot find them in the store. I did finally find them. I was looking all over for them. I found them on Walmart.com. Actually ordered 4 cans. This is what it looks like. It's a black label. It says ranch style pinto beans. Smells pretty good. So it has some sort of seasonings in it that makes it ranch style. You do not drain this as per the directions. So that all goes in here. Now, whenever I tried this recipe with my dad, like I say, I don't normally like beans. I wasn't a fan of the kidney beans, but I didn't mind the ranch style beans. They were pretty good. So once you have the kidney beans and the ranch style beans in the pot, go ahead and it gets stirred together. Now that is all we're not going to stir anymore as when we add the other ingredients. I talked to you about the burn notice that you can get in the Instant Pot. Apparently they've discovered when we put the tomatoes and the tomato sauce that has to go in here yet, tomatoes have sugar in them. So they can burn more easily. So we're going to float these on top of the beans. We're not going to stir it in, and hopefully that will stop us from getting the burn notice. I did drain one of my cans of Rotel because I like my chili a little bit tighter. This was a little bit runny when I made it last time. So I did drain the Rotel, and I did drain the diced tomatoes. Let's start just adding them to the pot, and then I'll go over it with you. So the directions call for a 15-ounce can of original Rotel, the diced tomatoes and green chilies. I cannot find a 15-ounce can. I can find 10-ounce cans. I don't want to throw half of a can away, so I have 2 cans. 1 can I did not drain, so that we have a little more liquid going into the Instant Pot. And the second can I did drain. Calls for a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, regular diced tomatoes, which these I did drain. and a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. And again, we're not stirring. That is all floating on the top. We do not want that to go down through to the bottom of the pot and make this burn. Oops, sorry. I have my seal in for savory foods. I'm going to wipe that off the top there. I have some tomato sauce there on the top. All right. Lid goes on. The vent is closed, and we are going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes is up, we're going to let this do natural pressure release for about probably half an hour or so, and then we'll just quick release any remaining pressure. Okay, I will see you when the time is up, and we'll take a look and see what we have. Hi, I'm back. The Instant Pot, it came to pressure, and it was under pressure for 10 minutes, and then I allowed it to do a natural pressure release for, it says 42 minutes right now. We're going to go ahead and release the pressure, see if there's any pressure left inside. Before I do, give you a heads up, I did have an issue here tonight. Whenever the pot starts coming up to pressure, there's the steam that comes out of this pin up top here. And then you can hear it. It'll suddenly, as the pressure builds up, then it pops up and it seals. So there's no more steam coming out of it. And then the countdown starts for whatever you've set the time for. The countdown started on here, but the pin did not seal. There was still steam coming out of there. So I checked it. There was no pressure build up. There was no steam build up to let out. So I opened it up, and I think that the tomatoes were sort of in a pile, and I think the tomato juice maybe jumped up in there and stopped the pin from popping up. It got around the pin. So I wiped it off and put it back together and set the timer again for 10 minutes. It came right up to pressure then, sealed itself off, and acted like it was supposed to act. So next time I make it, I did sort of just like pile everything up. I think I'll just sort of spread it out over the top so that it's not like lumped up. That way it won't be as close to the pin whenever it starts boiling. So anyway, let's go ahead. We'll see if there's any pressure left in here. There's not. So we'll open it up and see what we have. Slide this closer. Smells good. Now again, this isn't a real thick chili, which I don't think you could really make it real thick in the Instant Pot because you get the burn notice. But from looking at Wendy's chili when I bring it for Dad, it's about right. Now, to serve this is how we would serve it. So I'm going to move it back. I have an avocado here. Now this one was in the fridge. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's still good. If not, I have a backup avocado. 1 second. See what we have. Oh, that one looks good. Looks very good. I didn't cut it evenly. Let me see if I can get the pit out of here for us. Oh, popped right out. Grab a knife and just score it both ways to make little cubes. And remember, when you remove the pit off of that knife, let me get it for you. It's slippery, and you don't want to cut yourself. So just take a paper towel and just grab hold and pull it off the knife. Now, let me grab a bowl. It smells wonderful. Now, I deliberately did not use any, you can get Rotel that's, I think, spicy, but I went ahead and just got original. That way, if anyone wants spicier chili, they can add hot sauce, which I will add a little bit to mine. Some shredded cheddar. A dollop of sour cream. And a little bit of avocado. Fritos. Looks good. It is smoking hot. It's good. But then it was good the other time I made it too. Give it a try. As usual, I'll put the recipe that I used down in the description. Give it a try and see if you like it. You know you want it. Look at that. Looks good. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye.